What is up, guys? It's the NJB here, and today I want to make a short video. I'm going to try and make it short about Real Madrid and kind of what they need to do to improve, because I feel like just after the game against Alves, a lot of things need to change at Real Madrid. So I'm going to get right into it, and let's go. Now, the main problem I think Real Madrid has are the players, and honestly, I don't think Real Madrid's team is strong enough to win anything this season. The only thing that I think they could win if they went for it would be the Copa del Rey. But Real Madrid hasn't really tried to win that with that much effort since probably 2014, the 13-14 season. But other than that, Real Madrid doesn't play any of their first team in the Copa del Rey matches. So it's not really something they really consider important. The only thing they consider important are the Champions League and the La Liga. And honestly, I don't see them winning either of those two titles this season. So, I know a lot of people will say it's just because Ronaldo's gone, but if you guys remember last season, Ronaldo was there, but Real Madrid was still a weak team. I mean, Ronaldo was, in my opinion, he was the only good player on the team last season. I don't think anyone else on Real Madrid last season deserves any kind of reward or put in a really good effort. I mean, in the Champions League, yeah, they were pretty well, but in La Liga, for a team of Real Madrid's standard, I don't think anyone really deserved anything other than Ronaldo. And even he got off to a bad start, but he managed to end the season with only one goal less than games played. So far, since Real Madrid played, I believe it was Athletic Bilbao, Real Madrid haven't scored, I think it was Athletic Bilbao, but Real Madrid haven't scored any goals. And this is a struggle. So I think the reason Real Madrid haven't scored any goals is because it's pretty obvious. They don't have an out-and-out goal scorer. I mean, Benzema is not reliable for goals. If there's one thing he's proven over the past, I'd say 3 seasons. Actually, we can say 5 seasons, because he only had one good season between that where he scored over 20 goals, and he hasn't done it since. But he's proven that he's not a good goal scorer. He helps with attacking play. That used to be the biggest defense for Benzema in the past. He helps with attacking play. He supplies the wingers with goals or opportunities to score goals. But now he doesn't even do that, right? Before he was good at dribbling. Now he's not really good. He loses the ball too much. Before he can beat players. Now he can hardly beat anyone. I mean, anyone who was defending Benzema for not scoring goals because Ronaldo was there and he's supposed to support him, you cannot defend him now. Benzema is a horrible player and does not deserve to be playing for Real Madrid. Real Madrid, what they should do, they need to start Mariano Diaz over Benzema, and the secondary striker could be Mayor for all I care. Because look, Benzema, if you somehow still think that he deserves to start or play all the time for Real Madrid, let me remind you, he's only scored 5 goals last season in the league, and he only committed 11 assists. So the assist part, that's great. But if Real Madrid still want to start him, then you can't start him as your main striker. You have to give Mariano Diaz lots of time to adjust to Real Madrid and just to get in form. Because he just came off an 18-goal season, or at least in the league with Lyon in France. And a lot of people hate the French league. They say it's not competitive, all the teams are weak. Look, it's still a pretty good league to watch. Most people don't watch it. They just see them on average. They just look at the league table at the end of the season and go wow, the league is bad. That's not really the case. They do have a lot of good players in that league, and Mariano Diaz was one of them last season. And Mariano Diaz isn't the only player I think Real Madrid need to start giving more game time to. Vinicius Jr., he is a good, talented player. Every time he comes on, he's always causing some kind of damage to the opposition. He needs to play more. Right now, we honestly don't know how good he can play for Real Madrid. In the summer, he was promising to me, but I still need to see more of him before I can develop an opinion on him. For Real Madrid Castilla, he was playing well. He's scoring goals, beating players. He's just doing it. But he's only been given he came on 2 minutes in the second to last game and 10 minutes previous game, and that's probably just because Bale got injured. This is ridiculous. I don't know why Real Madrid, when Zidane won the league with Madrid, they were changing the squad, everyone was getting playtime, and everyone had a chance to prove themselves, and he can pick the best team. Now, no one's getting playtime. They're sticking with the same squad. that is the reason we came in 17 points behind Barcelona last season. On other teams, when players aren't playing well, they hit the bench. In Barcelona, they drop players. In Manchester United, that team's a wreck, but they drop players a lot. In Chelsea, they do that too. City, all the teams, they do that. And that's the only reason they manage to stay doing well, because they change the team when the current team isn't doing well. Real Madrid is stuck with pretty much the same starting 11 for almost 3 years now. I mean, I feel like the biggest problem with Real Madrid, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, I think it is the forward line, and mainly Benzema. I feel like the fact that they're still using Benzema it kind of shows you the ideology behind the kind of the heads at Real Madrid. Like, they like Benzema. Florentino Perez is a huge fan of him, so that's why he's been starting all the time. So I don't even know if that's a coach thing, but I think that's the reason. And that needs to change. I think Real Madrid need to understand that if a player isn't performing, we do not keep playing them and give them a chance to kind of get back in form. Play other players. Give other guys a chance. I mean, Real Madrid's team is old. Ramos is old. Marcelo is old. Modric is old. Cruz is getting there. Casemiro, I guess he's more on the young side. I actually do not remember his age at the moment, but I'm pretty sure he's not that old. Bale, Benzema, they're not doing well. And I think Isco is probably the only player that I'd say can really help Real Madrid in an attacking sense, but he's a midfielder. You can't guarantee that, or you can't put the pressure on him to score all the goals for Real Madrid. He's supposed to be a forward or forwards, and that's something Real Madrid don't have at the moment. So I think what Real Madrid need to do going forward, they really need to sign more players. I mean, they've let good players like Morata, Mariano Diaz, Pepe, James Rodriguez, and Kovacic, they've let players of their quality leave the club. And that's because Real Madrid just wasn't playing. Either they weren't playing them enough, or either they've decided that maybe the next move for their career is to go somewhere else. I know that's the case with Pepe, but I think with Morata, Mariano, Kovacic, James Rodriguez, these guys are all good players and talented players who deserve more playtime, and they just weren't getting it. And it's mind-boggling to just wonder, like, why? Why didn't Zidane play them? Why didn't the club urge them to play more players and rotate the squad more often? I mean, they won the league using all of these players, but then Madrid let the squad depth go, and when they sold these players, they didn't sign anyone to replace them. Madrid didn't sign a center back to kind of be a backup between Ramos and Varane, and Madrid kind of struggled with that last season. Madrid didn't sign a good striker to be a backup to Benzema, seeing they continually want to use him as the primary striker, and they struggled with that last season. Benzema didn't play well, and they had no one to turn to. They sold Morata, who was the best striker when they won the league, and then they sold Mariano Diaz, who was the second best striker that they would have had. He was a very talented player. They sold both of them, and Mariano, that was a big mistake because he then goes on to go to the French league, to Lyon, and scored 18 goals that season, versus Benzema's 5 goals, and this is both their goals in the league. Madrid let James Rodriguez go on a 2-year loan, and this was frustrating to me because at first when he came to Madrid, I didn't want him to play that much. I didn't really see why they needed him. He seemed like he was a good player. He scored goals, he created chances, but he looked out of it. Like, he just didn't look like he fit in with the team, and he'd do his own thing while the team is playing a certain way. But honestly, as time went on and I saw him play, I decided that he was really actually helpful for the team, and I think he's really become important. And he did help them win the league because he added more depth to the squad, and he just scored goals, create chances, and that's really what you need from a team if you want them to attack. And Real Madrid did that. But now they let him go to Bayern on a 2-year loan. So they know his quality, they don't want to let him go, but at the same time they don't want to, they know they're not going to use him that much, and he probably told them that he wants to play on another team. So letting him go to Bayern is kind of a way for him to let him get more play time and get better, then they can use him when he comes back. But I think that it was a wrong choice to let him go. I mean, they're taking away the squad depth. If they let him go and sold or bought someone else, then I'd be all for it. But they let him go and didn't replace him. And that's a problem for Real Madrid. So guys, I hate to break my video right here, but it is going way over 10 minutes. So I did finish the video, but it went over 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut it in half. So this is going to be the first part, and I will upload the second part soon within the next 2 days. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Just been the NJB. Tell me what you guys think about what I've said so far. Obviously you don't have my full, like I mainly said the problems, but I didn't go over like the solutions in total. So tell me what you guys think so far, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, mates.